Hi, and welcome to the F1 Portugal Grand Prix Watchalong. I feel like it's been ages since we've done one, but it's not. It was only last week we were here for the Nürburgring, but we're back with the Portugal Grand Prix. Really exciting race, I think. The weather's really... we talked... It was the same with... Was it Silverstone? Where in practice it was completely different weather to what it wouldn't be Silverstone. Might be Mugello. It was one of the... Maybe the in Italy where... They had the practice and stuff, or it didn't even have practice, so when you come to the rest of the teams, didn't know how the tyres were working, how everything was going to work. And now, I think it's the same with this, the track's very windy, and there is not much grip, so let me just see how some of these drivers get on. How is everyone today, everyone that's in? I hope everyone's okay. Hiya, Chris, I hope you're good, pal. I saw the Carlisle result yesterday. You lost, I think, didn't you? Unfortunate, but it's a different spot, it's a different day today. Thank you everyone. If you like, subscribe, all that stuff, notification. So you put him Sainz to get a podium today. Well, once the qualifying down there comes back to one, we'll go through. But Sainz, to get a podium is bold. It's very bold. But I mean, I put a bet on Danny Rick to get it last week, and he did. So thingy, but we're going to start in the qualifying. It's Lewis Hamilton in pole. He's good in here. It's when Bottas had it, Hamilton, I think Bottas in P2, going to be tough for him. Verstappen and Leclerc, incredible qualifying, sitting P4, Perez and Albon needs to be close to Max. Sainz and Norris, McLaren's both back in about 4th grid. Sainz shot podium, Chris says, Gasly and Ricciardo, 9th and 10th, Ocon and Stroll, 11th and 12th, Stroll a bit further down than they'd like. Kvyat and George Russell getting through to Q2 again, sitting 14th, beating Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. Kimi Räikkönen, his former teammate, is 16th. Giovinazzi, Roman Grosjean and Magnussen, who's in 19th and Latifi 20th. Grosjean and Magnussen leaving the sport, leaving F1, leaving Haas F1 team, and I doubt he will get him to. Hiya, Chris. I need to find another way. Hiya, Chris. Anyway, turn one it'll be interesting. It's a strange one because we haven't seen it in such a long time. No, we drew one all with Grimsby. We got a free goal, but it's drop points. True, very much. It'll be interesting to see what happens going to turn one. We're getting a lovely intro. First of all, let me know what you think about the Haas team switch up. I think it's not surprising. I think Kevin Magnussen and Grosjean haven't got the results that Haas would have wanted the recent years, but that's because of the car. Grosjean, as soon as it was announced that Grosjean was leaving, he's come out and heavily slated the car, which fair play's got nothing to drive for, but it is bold considering you are still a driver for that team. I think, and it's rumoured who the new driver lineup is going to be. I think it's going to be Schwartzman or Schumacher and Mazepin, the Formula 2 guy, which is very clear in money drive because there's a man there who definitely should be there, and that's Callum Millot. Callum Millot definitely deserves to have a seat. Should have a. He's performed extremely well for F2 this year, and now he's sort of been left out. I actually hope Hamilton breaks record for most wins ever. Let's be honest, he won the Drivers' Championship. I love records broken. I'm a British man too. GB. I think there in F1 there is very clearly. There's three things. Is you really like Hamilton. You're a big Hamilton fan. You always want to see him win. You've got the middle ones where it's like, Hamilton, I don't like him. I think you just had in mind how good he's a good Hamilton haters. Sorry, that would be the F1 notification. Chris, Roman should go to Peugeot in the World Endurance Championship, is that what it is? And I'd like to see K-Mag go to IndyCar. I know Grosjean has been rumoured for what you've just said. I think K-Mag, I wouldn't be surprised if K-Mag does go to IndyCar. You've seen other drivers go there and have medium success, or at least get a driver. Max Ericsson, I think, is the thing. Stan had enough of he's finally started to go get rid of him. I'm trying to think of all the other news that we've missed since I've been gone. Williams are refusing to confirm Latifi and Russell, which I think is very strange, considering I think they were guaranteed the seats, and I think it's very bad if you do get rid of them too. I think Latifi, you've got that backing from his dad, you've got the money sponsor, and George Russell, he doesn't have the money, but he's got the talent. And with them too, you've got Latifi who will bring in that money, and he may get you he won't get you a podium, but maybe he'll hold up the pack, while George Russell can push. George Russell out-qualifying a Ferrari, I think that's something you've got to talk about, and failed to mention. Other teams, it looks like Giovinazzi and Räikkönen are both going to be there next year for Alfa Romeo. I think Raikkonen is for sure, maybe. Hamilton, I don't think seat is fully confirmed. I think when we get to mid-November, early December, when them seats finally get confirmed, oof, it's going to be very interesting. Gasly back to Red Bull next season. That or maybe, I know, because Alonso's at Alpine. I think maybe Ocon and Gasly at Alpine, but no, it'd be Alonso. I think it is a Red Bull. I hope it. I'd like to see him leave and just sort of say a big fuck you to Red Bull. Not allowed to swear, I'm sorry. A big F you to Red Bull. But, what can I say? It's one of them things. I'm going to try something new today. When the race starts, I can see something that says add stream marker, so hopefully it kicks and I can name it saying start of race. So people that come in, they can have a look at the start of the race instead of the build up. We're all still on the track, just ready and waiting. I've got a drink today. I've got no food, no snacks today. When I'm at home, when I'm at home, I always have snacks. But when I'm here, because I have to buy it myself, I'm just going to look at the schedule because there's not many races coming up. You've got 5 more, so we'll be back. We'll be back next week. I think we will. 31st. Yeah, we'll be back next week for the 2-day. It's a 2-day event. There'll be no Friday. There'll be just Saturday and Sunday. That'll interesting to see it. How the races goes. That's in Italy. Then we've got 2 weeks after that. We've got Turkey in the middle of November. Then we've got Bahrain and Bahrain again 2 weeks, and then we have another week, and then we're in the final race in Abu Dhabi, and then that'll round off this wild season. Leclerc with epic qualifying again. Clearly good and rich. He's carried Ferrari, and I'm glad that he's actually performed well. He's proved to Ferrari that he is the man who they rely on, and with Carlos coming in as well, I do think that it does help 2 young drivers who have got hunger. There is apparently, it's happened again, there is rain in the air. There is rain in the air. We'll wait and see if it comes to anything, but there is rain. 40% chance of rain, 100% chance of pain, 40% chance, could get rain. That's all day for sports today, isn't it? So you've got, for anyway, if you're a fan of multiple sports, you've got F1 now. You've got Southampton, Everton in an hour. But then you've got Wolves, Newcastle, Arsenal, Leicester tonight. Then if you're an NFL fan, you've got NFL at 5. You've got NFL at 8 as well. Oh, a plethora of sports. My team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers, the LA Chargers. We races one. Let's see who. Kimi, Max, Charles, Carlos. Is that Danny Kvyat and K-Mag all not taking a knee? Yeah, I think you would expect. It looks like everyone's on mediums today, apart from Raikkonen on softs and Kevin Magnussen on hards. Up to the games because they've got the free choice. I mean, first Portugal Grand Prix since 1996. That's the thing. It's just showing there. You've got Mansell, Schumacher, Hill, Coulthard, and Villeneuve. That's how long. That's 10, 14 years since an F1 race there. It's going to be very, very interesting. Qualifying is very different to the race. Practice is very different to qualifying and racing. One thing I do love to see with fans, it's one thing that fans in England have clamoured for, is to let fans back in. And yet, when you watch F1, all the fans are there, and I know a lot of football loyalists, a lot of football loyalists, but F1 doesn't need fans. It does. And not just for thingies, but imagine when races get podiums and there were no things. It's that atmosphere the day on the track too. Exactly. It's a very, not a rugged track, but it's a nice little track. We're just seeing Hamilton now. He'll go into his position. I'm going to click this, try use this stream marker when I can. F1 Grand Prix wins. Hamilton has the chance. He can do it. He'll do it. I think he will. And I wonder if he'll just... Vettel's not going to get him, unfortunately, because he need to stay in F1 for another 3 years at a top-tier team and get wins. That's at least 40, but Hamilton... And that's going to hope that Hamilton isn't there. It'd be really interesting. You're seeing Toto there. You're seeing Christian Horner. So interesting to see what happens here. We've got the 5, 2, 3, 4, and it's 5, and it's lights out. Oh, here we go. Portuguese Grand Prix. Hamilton gets a great start. Bottas ahead of Bottas. And that's a Ferrari on the inside. Charles Leclerc. But Sergio Perez fighting with Valtteri Bottas. One of the McLarens runs wide, but he actually gets past Charles Leclerc. I think that's Carlos Sainz. But Max Verstappen tries to get past Valtteri Bottas. Oh, Bottas runs wide. Verstappen. Bottas holds Perez. Oh, Perez has run off. Oh, Perez is out. Oh, Perez isn't out. Perez is still going. There's a lot of lockups there. It's Hamilton, Verstappen, Lando Norris. Verstappen runs wide, but that's unsafe from Verstappen. It is 2 makes. It's Hamilton, Bottas. Bottas going on the inside of Lewis Hamilton. Look, Valtteri Bottas gets on the inside of Lewis Hamilton. That is very nice from Valtteri Bottas. Then I think that's Lando Norris fighting against Max Verstappen. He does. It's Carlos Sainz fighting against Max Verstappen. Carlos Sainz gets past Max Verstappen. Verstappen's slowing down a lot here as Lando Norris now may again. It's slipper. The track is where it's slipper. There is no great P. You can see the marks on the track. Oh, this is interesting. They've just got the thing. It's Bottas, Sainz. Sainz has got past Hamilton. Wow. Norris passed Max Verstappen here. Will he hold his place as they come around the corner? He does. Oh, that is lovely from Lando Norris. Holds his position over Max Verstappen. Ricciardo past Alex Albon. Sergio Perez, man. It just connection with Max Verstappen. He just spins off into the track. He keeps his car going. No, doesn't look like massive damage. Oh, go Kimi! Kimi Räikkönen up into 6th. Will he get past Charles Leclerc? He does get past Charles Leclerc. A lot of people run wide there. Someone's dropped down the place. So I think that's Daniel Kvyat. Perez who's gone into the pits, by the way. Leclerc dropped down. Albon drops down. This is interesting. Carlos Sainz are fighting for P2 right now. Kevin Magnussen into P18. Latifi end up spot. Latifi, Magnussen, Russell up to 13. But Kimi Räikkönen. Räikkönen is past Max Verstappen. Carlos Sainz is in the lead against Valtteri Bottas. This is absolutely mental. You are correct, Chris, indeed. I feel sorry for someone we know, someone who's covering the F1 race today on like the Yorkshire Voices live updates. I feel sorry for her. Sainz, Bottas, Hamilton, Norris, Verstappen, Räikkönen, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Gasly, Stroll. Then it's Ocon, Albon, Russell, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Vettel, Latifi, Magnussen, Kvyat, and Perez. Russell gets past Alex Albon. Wow, what's going on with Kimi Räikkönen? Go on, Kimi. Kimi up into 10. They start from 16th. 16th. Is that Haas? No, that's a Haas with Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi and Grosjean having a great battle. This is what we want to see, some great wheel-to-wheel racing. This is lovely here. Does Giovinazzi stay ahead of the Haas? He does. Carlos Sainz sets the fastest lap. This is Lewis Hamilton, who did drop down to 3rd. Bottas was up into 2nd. He's going to be hunting down his teammate, Valtteri Bottas. Well done, Carlos Sainz. Does set his fast lap for 1:25.117. Let's have a quick drink. As we know, there is 100 odd quid on Gio getting positions. How many has he got so far? When did he qualify? 18th? I think, unfortunately for you, Volley, it's his teammate who's having an incredible start. Look at my hair. It's his teammate, race control. The incident between Perez and Verstappen has been noticed. Poor Sergio Perez did incredibly well in qualifying. Vettel gets past Nicholas Latifi, as you'd expect. Wow. Now, I know someone last week suggested have on the stream have a map thing. I just couldn't find something how to do it. I need to spend a bit more time. Luckily, we've got a race next week, so we're okay there. It's 3 races in a row, isn't it? But it's Carlos Sainz. We could get some rain. We could be getting some rain. We'd want to see that, don't we? We want to see it. Well, there. I feel so sorry for it. For once, it's the other Alpha. I'll check me. I don't know what. I know I put one race. I think I put one F1 bet on, but I don't know what I went for. I'll have a look in a sec. I've got 3 bets clear. One's a football hacker, so we ignored that. And one's an NFL one. I don't actually have an F1 one. Wow. Carlos Sainz against, that's another fastest lap. Verstappen trying to hunt Lando Norris, but Lando just seems way quicker than Verstappen. This is great from the McLarens. What you want to see. Kimi Raikkonen up into 6th. Headed Danny Rick up 3. Leclerc drops down 4. Gasly up stay at 9th. This is interesting for now for Max Verstappen. Can he catch Lando Norris? Verstappen qualified in 3rd and he's down 2. What you wouldn't expect, and it's the 2 McLarens who get past him. As they come down the little drop, I don't know what the name for it. Expectation, Lewis Hamilton, champion of the world, rain. I have something to say about that. What a great start, candidate for race of the year. If this keeps the pace in terms of, I think we've had like races where it's just been what the fuck has happened, like people crashing out, I think. But in terms of actual racing, where you might have 20 people still in it, but just overtakes, surprising stuff, this could be it. You're right, very right, Chris. That didn't make me last follow. Oh, come on, give us some proper rain now. As much as I want Sainz to win, I just want some proper rain. Bottas does set the fastest lap, but Sainz is going to have it extremely hard now just to catch up. But you look, they're all really close. Verstappen now on the outside, Lando Norris will get him. Uses DRS, and he very simple overtake for him, as you'd expect. But Lando will come back in when he gets DRS. I expect that to happen at least. By the way, I'll give you an update with 5 laps in. Sainz, Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Gasly, Stroll, and then it's Albon, Ocon, Russell. We're just showing the race start here. And you look at Carlos Sainz. He gets a horrible start by Alex Albon. Albon has a really bad start. Perez has a great start as well. Because Sainz sitting currently in 5th here, but just gets on the outside of Charles Leclerc, runs wide, but comes back on the track fair enough. Ricciardo also does incredibly well to get past Alex Albon. Him and Norris nearly get locked up. So Verstappen runs... I think that's just a racing incident, but it's just unfortunate for Sergio Perez. So Verstappen runs wide, and when he comes back on the track, he just tries to get into the racing line. But Perez is there. Verstappen doesn't know it's but I think it's a racing... So he runs wide at turn... I think it's turn 3 he runs wide. We'll just have a look. He gets squeezed out by Bottas, hits the gravel, and when he comes back on the track, it just goes into Perez. I think it's just a racing incident. Like Valtteri Bottas does get past Carlos Sainz. You'd expect him to catch up, and it's going to be Lewis Hamilton who will catch up to Carlos Sainz now, but Bottas does it well here. Charles Leclerc gets past Daniel Ricciardo. With 6 laps in, we've got 60 more laps left, and it's Valtteri Bottas putting up a fight here. And look, Bottas is pulling away. He's pulled away so quick here. This will be interesting now. Verstappen hitting quick laps. And George Russell just bouncing up the places. Same with Giovinazzi, Grosjean and Vettel. Lovely little mid-table battle there. No investigation necessary. Perez and Verstappen. Rip Sergio. Mental. Thing is, he does incredibly well. He gets such a good start. He gets such a boom. I thought Verstappen... I feel like it could be Verstappen's fault there, but because it's the first lap, it is a first lap incident. Oh, my... I can't... It's fast now. Came on the radio. This is perfect for Lewis. Absolutely. It is. Let Valtteri run out his tyres, trying to keep his lead from Sainz. Yeah. And Lewis gets past Carlos Sainz there, as you'd expect. Now, Max Verstappen now to catch up to Lando Norris. Back to normality with them, the regular 3. As Max Verstappen will try to get past Carlos Sainz. Verstappen setting the fastest lap of the race. But you know what? For once, the pack is really bunched up from... You know what? Even... Your gap probably comes to Lando Norris, who's 3 seconds behind Verstappen, but it's still not far. One small mistake or one. Hiya, Ethan. How are you today, mate? How are you? I knew you'd hop in, so I'm glad you're here. But yeah, what a start. I mean, Sergio Perez is sitting in 20th. No investigation necessary as a confirmation on things. Valtteri in the... Valtteri in the lead. Lewis gets second. Like my time has come. Oh, imagine. I feel so sorry for Valtteri because he is the second driver, we know that, but I think if you look at some of the races where they've allowed them to compete, and there's been moments where them two are really having a great team battle, like the Rosberg Hamilton. But for Merck, they want the records. They want to say, well, Hamilton got these race wins with us. Look how many he got with us to get the record with us. Like, unfortunately, I think Valtteri does get let down there. Charlotte, it's Max Verstappen on the outside of Carlos Sainz, and we'll get him with DRS. And you'll expect, and you just look at the timing charts now. Oh, this is off the leader, but still. Bottas got quite a decent lead here. He's got at least a 2-second lead on Hamilton, 4 seconds Verstappen, 5 seconds on Sainz, and 8 on Norris. I mean, if you're McLaren, you're going to be happy with the 4th and 5th, aren't you? If you can stick it like this, it'll be very interesting to see what strategies here with Bottas and Hamilton, if they don't have such a large lead as they usually do. Very interesting. Really interesting indeed. Just big movies. It's Kimi Räikkönen is sitting in 7th. He's gone up 9 places in the opening 8 laps. Oh, Verstappen looked like something came off Verstappen's car then. Yeah, you can see Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen and Sainz, and then a big gap, a biggish gap to then Lando. But then you look from Norris, Leclerc, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Gasly, Stroll even. Is such a big pack there. There's probably there's not much separating them, which I think Raikkonen's going to lose a couple of places when we get down to that big long straight in turn 1. You also got the huge straight going down into turn 1. Honestly, Lewis is in a perfect situation. 2-second gap to Max, and they have this time as well. Yeah. I think they'll give Lewis the win, unfortunately, and I do feel sorry for Valtteri, but it's Lewis. It's Lewis at the end of the day. Ricciardo does have DRS. Leclerc does get past Lando Norris, and Ricciardo does get past Kimi Räikkönen. That's why yesterday I had Daniel Ricciardo to the best in qualifying without the top 6. So wait and see what happens with that. We're going to see if we can do a quick... Only bet if you're over the legal age in your country, because I don't know if other countries are a thing, but we'll have a look at Portuguese GP Live as Danny Ricciardo overtake on Kimi Räikkönen. As I said, this is Pierre Gasly now, past Kimi Räikkönen. We saw it one of the races ago. Race winners odds. Carlos Sainz is 25-1. You know what? Where is it? We'll put, so my money's even. We'll put 87p on Carlos Sainz to win the race, because there's no harm. There's a chance. If we get a bit of rain or something and Carlos can hold on, there we go. We'll put that on. Wait and see. Pierre Gasly now. Just hunting down Kimi Räikkönen. They'll come onto that long straight. You'd expect him to get him. He's definitely got DRS. He has got DRS. And he pulls out side and gets him convincingly. It's like when Grosjean were winning. Grosjean just got overtaken consistently. Oh. Lance Stroll, black mark flag for track limits. Warnings. He gets a penalty if he goes track limits once more. Wow. This is big for Lance Stroll, especially sitting in 10th as well. Verstappen complaining about his front left. You see some permeation. I love permeation. It's a great word in F1. You see his left tyre just absolutely ripped up. Poor Kimi. He has such a good start, and he's dropped down to 9th from 6th now. Charles Leclerc will get back up to 5th ahead of Norris. Not looking good for... I know, it's really not embarrassing, but I was going to talk about it, but the race started a lot quicker. Albon is far behind Verstappen, and even if you're 6th, if Verstappen is 3rd, you need to be at least 4th. You need to be 4th. Charles Leclerc now, hunting up Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz was winning this race at the start of it. Just all of a sudden, ooh, the Mercedes just have way more power than the McLarens do. It is annoying at some points, but you can't complain. You can't. Who's this? Anthony Davidson. Lance Stroll has a flat spot as well. And he's on a medium as well, so Jean-Pierre Gasly. It does have DRS on Daniel Ricciardo. Boom. It's going to be interesting to see when these, like the gaps that people can get. It's Lance Stroll. Also, it does have DRS on Kimi Räikkönen. Kimi Räikkönen tries to cover the outside, and Lance Stroll will get on the inside. And so Kimi now dropped down to 10th. He'll have Alex Albon hunting him after. As we're getting a great ballet between the two future teammates, Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc. So Carlos moving to Ferrari next year. Well, next season. I mean, 12 laps in, we've got another, do quick maths, 54 laps. 54 laps left. We're seeing Alex Albon now. In the picture by picture. As Charles Leclerc does finally get past Carlos Sainz on that long straight. Very interesting. But Sainz and Norris both sitting in for the sixes. Albon. Raikkonen actually pits. Ocon gets past Ocon gets past Alex Albon. Sebastian Vettel gets past Antonio Giovinazzi. He'll have George Russell now to hunt up against. Got George. Where's Nicholas? He's 17th. Perez has done well here. Raikkonen does pit and Perez does get up to 19th. Vettel gets past George Russell. George Russell, no he doesn't. It's just the timing charts where they glitch out. But it's Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, your top three. As usual. It's the one you always expect to be there. You just need to look at the sort of the timing charts really. What is happening is trending in the UK. And I don't know whether it's either due to F1. I saw one F1 thing, but it seems to be a combination of a lot of stuff. It was absolutely mental. Within 4 laps, well, you see, within 4 laps, it was Sainz, Bottas, Hamilton, Norris, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Leclerc. So Leclerc's done well to get back his 4 spots. I mean, you still got to, if you're Kimi, you've still got to be. Verstappen doesn't have his front left. He's already complaining. So we need to see what happens here. If he does pit, because Gasly just gets past Lando Norris, Stroll gets past Ricciardo. It's this track. Just because if you can just get down the gap with your long straight and use the DRS, you're fine. Magnussen gets past Nicholas Latifi. Russell still holding on against Vettel and Giovinazzi. From when the last Albon wasn't catching up to Albon, but Albon was nowhere near Ocon. George Russell's dropped down, but I think again it's the thing. We're just seeing this is Lance Stroll. Ricciardo tried to fight, but Stroll just gets him on the inside. But good battle here between the Canadian and the Australian man. Just showing Valtteri Bottas now. Very comfortable in the lead. Very comfortable indeed. Thank you everyone that's tuning in. Next watch along or next thing on the channel will be Tuesday with the Champions League watch along with I think everyone's there. Maybe not KD, but at least everyone's going to be there. There's now Verstappen now. He's still complaining about his front left. I'm just looking. Yeah. His tyres are dead on the AWS. But it's the AWS 8. You can never trust them fully, but he has complained about tyres, so you'd hope that Red Bull do pit him, but you don't know, do you? It does well here. Albon now. That's not Albon, it's Max. When is he going to pit? Especially all the guys who went on softs. When will they go? Bottas team ready, yeah? Saying the wind is picking up, so it's going to be a lot harder. Russell. Vettel does get past Russell. It does well there. Sebastian Vettel will find up. I don't know where Alex Albon is on the track. If I load up F1, is it F1? I don't think we can get it in the UK. That is my one. Join live session. Lap by lap. No. You can't. Oh, crap, you can't see. Which is very annoying. I can't tell you. Esteban Ocon now hunting down his teammate, Daniel Ricciardo. Might get DRS. He'll get DRS when they get to the main straight. I can't see Alex Albon, so I didn't see how close he was to Vettel and how close Vettel was to him. Lance Stroll now hunting down Lando Norris. Ooh, Norris just holds on for this straight at least. Albon, Ricciardo pits. Now Hamilton complaining about tyres. Daniel Ricciardo will come in on the mediums. Relatively decent pit stop, 3 seconds. Not your best. The thing is with this track, when you pit, you drop down all the way down. I'm just trying to think. Raikkonen and Ricciardo both pitted. Giovinazzi gets past Russell. No, they don't. It's just the timing charts again. Go on, George. George Russell's done very well here. Up 2 places. It shows why he needs the seat. It really does. As we see Lance Stroll now catching up the McLaren of Lando Norris. I think he should get him on the main straight. It was so close. Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the race. It's the same Hamilton thing. He complains about tyres and he sets the fastest lap. Mental. It's Stroll now. Not on the main straight, but he should catch up Lando Norris. We're going to see it now. Will he get to them? They're on the main straight. He'll have DRS. He's slowly catching him. Oh! No, Norris fans well. Stroll probably just thinks it's not worth it. Don't bother risking a crash. We're going to have a nice little battle there. And the thing is, it's a problem with F1. Perez, by the way, up to 15th now. It's a problem with F1. We get a really good mid-table battle. It's just that top 3 where it does need to change or something. Well, that rain that was supposed to come, not coming out. Should we have a look at the track weather at Portugal GP? Portugal GP weather. What's the weather forecast? Here we go. On Friday, Saturday, Sunday, aren't we? Doesn't say. As Hamilton sets another fastest lap. Unreal. The gap between Hamilton and Verstappen is 9 seconds. 9 seconds. Be interesting to see Albon team radio saying the mediums are getting grain in as well. Wow. Ooh. Go on, Pierre. Pierre fighting with Carlos Sainz. Pierre Gasly, that is, obviously. There's no other race drivers called Pierre. Fighting with Pierre Gasly. Wow. See, the thing is, it's a problem with F1. We're getting really good battles, but it's just not for that podium. Unfortunately, I don't know try to see what the gap between Verstappen and Leclerc is. Ooh. Grosjean now up against him. It's Max Verstappen on his. He's got severe grainage on his rear front right. I think that is. He will have to pit surely because that's ripped up. That is very ripped up. 37 minutes into this race, 18 laps so far. So you expect a 2-hour race, don't you? Lance Stroll. We're still with him and he's just not catching up Lando Norris. How is everyone today? How is everyone? I hope everyone's having a nice day. Stroll will get DRS again, but will he get Lando Norris this time? Gasly can't get signs. Oh! Lance Stroll. Oh, he spins out! Lance, no! Oh no, Lance is still going. He's still driving. That's the biggest thing. Poor Lance, man. He hasn't finished the race in 2. One was he was ill. One I think he crashed, and now severe damage. He's going to have to defend from Sebastian Vettel, and he does. It's all for Stroll. It's all to do. Can he just hold on to the pit stops? You look at his rear right. Can he hold on? I think he's definitely got a punch result. We're just seeing it now. Stroll launches on the outside, goes a bit wide, and then on the inside of the corner. I don't know if this is just a racing incident. I think we have to see it from up above. But wow, Lance Stroll again spinning out after fight. Great battle with Lando Norris. Lando Norris team radio saying, "What the fuck is this guy doing? I've got wind damage." Stroll it does go off the track. We'll be in to see if Norris does. Oh, yes, we're getting a Merc battle. Go on. That just comes out of nowhere, doesn't it? Norris does pit, by the way. Which will ruin his race. There's Bottas and Mercedes now. Bottas and Thingy having a great back battle. There's a slow pit stop for Lando Norris. Very slow. Very slow pit stop. There you go. Trying to get. Oh, it was a front wing change, I'm guessing. I don't think it was a tyre fault. And Stroll, by the way, goes into the pits as well. Wait, what happened to Ricciardo? He pitted. He pitted very early, that's all. Lance can't wait to leave Portugal. Bad weekend. It's not gone amazing. Under investigation, by the way, Lando Norris on Stroll. I don't think it's Lando's fault there, because if they were both on track, fair enough, but Stroll goes off track. And, Bottas does well here. But Hamilton tracks him. That is lovely racing from Hamilton and Bottas. Bottas probably did everything he could. But well done, Lewis Hamilton. Ricciardo just pitted. That's why he's so far down. The only person who has... I think they were the only two people that actually pitted. Perez pitted due to a crash earlier on. So that's why he's so high up. Because he's had, 19 laps to get back. It's not good for Lance in it. Let me know in chat. Who do you think's at fault for that incident? Who do you think is at fault for the incident? And so Valtteri just goes all the way to the right just to see if he can cut him back off. And he just doesn't. Pit stop, and it's Alex Albon, sorry, not Max Verstappen. Albon pits. When will he come out? Will he come out ahead of Ricciardo? He won't. Will he come out ahead of Raikkonen? He won't. But we'll have fresher tyres, sir. Yeah, Stroll pitched Max and FP2 just like Lando with turn 1. Exactly. I think so. Lewis is in the lead, correct, Volley? Yeah. On the main straight, Bottas goes all the way to the right cover. Hamilton just follows him, keeps that stream, keeps the slipstream, keeps the DRS, and just pulls straight out on the inside, gets him on the entrance to turn 1. Great off by Lewis. It is the same. I think Stroll's at fault, to be honest, but I think they might give it to Lando. But Stroll just comes on the outside and he's off. It's the thing. He's off track. Do you? Oh shit! I realised. Sorry, I'm off camera. I shouldn't probably lay down unless I move my camera, maybe when I do that. But can I do that? No. We'll sit like that. It's not as comfortable. There we go. Pierre Gasly though. Gasly getting past Carlos Sainz, I think. He did he get him on turn 1? We'll see here as he come down the thing. He does get him on turn 1. Lovely overtake by Pierre Gasly. Pray for rain. Rain now will be perfect. Things the track was slippy. You saw that it affected some drivers. That's why there were so many tyre changes. Perez gets past Kvyat. Don't know, Kvyat. Perez has done well here. You've put rain with a question mark and with an exclamation mark. Yes, Carlos. Yes. We're getting rain. Maybe. If Carlos is complaining about rain, surely we're going to have a problem. You know what? Best situation here for sort of the guys who were back at the track who normally Ricciardo, Albon, Norris, Stroll. Safety car, even Perez. Safety car, rain, pit for wets, pit for inters, whatever. It's all to do with how heavy the rain comes down, you know. I hate that we never get a lot of wet races. So aggravating. As hopefully we do get some rain. I'm just going through Twitter. Oh my god! By the way, the top three. This was a lap 10 or a lap ahead of. We're a lap ahead of the everyone, which is absolutely mental. I'm just looking to. Sorry, guys, if I'm not fully doing. I'm just looking to see what the actual F1 guys are saying about the rain, if there is rain. No, not saying anything. Not saying anything so far. We'll keep on refreshing. No. Is Hamilton now getting a good lead against Valtteri Bottas, nearly 3 seconds ahead of him. Don't know how he's so far ahead, you know. I really don't. Thing is, the problem is with the runoff and stuff that drivers can just easily come back onto the track. Not good if you're a MotoGP driver, because if you fall off, you're skating for far. But interesting here. There is grain in Hamilton. I think that's one of the Merck's tyres. Perez now. Behind Antonio Giovinazzi. Let's see if Sergio can do anything here. Can he get... he's not getting Giovinazzi here, I don't think. We might get DRS, you know. He does get DRS. Will he get Giovinazzi in time? Sergio Perez does get past Antonio Giovinazzi. Very nice there from Sergio. Oh, down 5, but you see Vettel up 7, doing incredible. Gasly up 4, Ocon up 4, Russell up 5. Russell's in the points places. Come on, Georgie Russ. Good. Albon, Norris dropping down 12 and 11 places. Prince Ricciardo only dropping down 6. He did only qualify 10th. Latifi up 5, Magnussen up 5, Grosjean up 5, but none of them have pitted yet. No one has pitted yet. Come on, George. I hope George can do it. No, YouTube just gave me your notification. Did it? It seems to have a problem, because I know Ethan doesn't get notifications. Very strange. If maybe it's YouTube, innit? YouTube is just one of them things. Lance Stroll, 5-second time penalty. He runs wide. Oh, it's for causing a collision he gets it. Wow. Lance's race. Not good at all for him. 5-second penalty for causing a collision with thing. By the way, Max Verstappen does come out in P6 on the mediums. Very interesting. Red Bull have not pulled the plug, but they're the first to make an difference. Kvyat gets past Antonio Giovinazzi. This is a Renault. What Renault is it? It's Esteban Ocon. Yeah, he said Verstappen to start peeling away. Can Verstappen do it? Because he's pitted, but you look at the track map. Verstappen's coming around turn 8 as Bottas and Hamilton just go up to his... Hamilton happy on the tyres, and team says no rain on the radar, so we're not getting rain yet. We're not getting rain. Looks lovely to me. Half the track will get rain. Perfect. Well, the thing is, that's the problem, because what do? If you have one half of the track dry, one half of the track wet, that's going to make the driving so interesting, but apparently no rain on the radar. Just give us a big thunderstorm. Go on. Just let it start pissing it down. Get the track really wet. Then it stops raining. People keep driving. Then rains a bit more. As Esteban Ocon, he should get DRS on Max Verstappen, you know. Can we get a repeat of Brazil? He doesn't have DRS, by the way. I thought he would. Ted Kravitz. Ooh. They're just showing the Lance Stroll penalty. 5 seconds. I think you say Lance is at fault there just because he goes off track. If he stays on track, wow. Yeah, well, just seeing him around the corner. Yeah, he squeezes Lando out. Lando can't do anything. It's ruined his race and ruined Lance's as well. I do think it's Lance's fault there. Maybe it's one of them. It's one of them things. So, what Ted Kravitz was saying was, the reason the engineers are saying no rain is because there's no rain in the pit walls, but the drivers can see clouds and stuff going up the hill. This is really interesting. Just give us a bit of rain. Give us a bit of rain. By the way, Russell into 10th. Perez does get past him. Can George Russell hold him to that 10th position? Hopefully he can. He will have to pit though. That's the thing. He will have to pit. His career best finished. It was in Italy, 2020. He's currently, as it stands, he will be 19th. Oh. So, team radio basically, Hamilton says he can see the rain over turn 8, and team saying, nope, it's not coming, you're fine. Magnussen gets by Kvyat does pit. Raikkonen gets past Kvyat, where will he come out of? Well then, Lando Norris getting past Nicholas Latifi does incredibly well there. Will Stroll get to Latifi? Probably, but there's a really... It's interesting to see because there's a gap. There's a strange gap that's gone changed by 15 seconds for 20th and 19th. I know 10 it's gone by 4 seconds now, 8 seconds. I think it's just a time issue. I sense one more surprise coming in this race. Maybe. I don't know. It's like you said, it's going to go two ways. You're either going to get a boring race from now on. Nothing happens, just simple pit stopping strategy. Or you might get a big crash or a big spin, brings out a safety car, and then we can wait and see. But apologies. These are long streams. I need these streams. Just see Zach Brown now. Sainz just come in on the mediums. Bit of a slow pit stop. I think feel sorry for the pit crew having to watch their boss watch him do the pit stop. See where Sainz comes out. It will just get out behind Kimi Raikkonen, which makes sense. So Magnussen, Grosjean, Russell not pitting, Perez pitted, Vettel, Ocon not pitting, Verstappen pit then, Gasly, Leclerc, Bottas and Hamilton all not pitting. So looking like they're gonna go for one-stop strategy if they can. So you would expect 33 laps each tyre. So if Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc, Gasly, Ocon, Vettel, Russell, Giovinazzi and Magnussen, just giving Charles some time in charts there. Ferrari driving very well in what, to put it politely, it's not a good Ferrari car. Well, you say that, but Vettel up into 7th now, but he hasn't paid. Interesting to see you. Just giving it a listen. Vettel sitting in 7th. I mean, Perez, you expect Perez to get past him with fresher tyres. Speaking of it, Vettel does come in. See where Vettel comes out now. See if you can get a relatively quick pit stop. And it is a quick pit stop onto the hards. 2.6 seconds. Where does he come out? As Ricciardo now is getting past, I think that's Kevin Magnussen, so he overtakes on the straight. Will he come out, Vettel? He'll come out behind Alex Albon, it looks like. Very interesting, very interesting. There's Daniel Ricciardo now gaining them places, but with both Haas's who are leaving the sport as well, Kevin Magnussen, been released by Haas. As I've said they're leaving the sport, they've still got to thingy. See if they can get another seat if possible, but I doubt it. It's all to do with money, innit? F1 anymore. So it's rumoured that it's going to be Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin, which I thought it was at the start, but I'm glad I've got some confirmation. And as Daniel Ricciardo gets past Kevin Magnussen. I know Stroll, I think Stroll's seat's been confirmed for Aston Martin, but I think he's got another track penalty for this time limits. Do you bring Nico in? Do you bring Nico Hulkenberg? You know he can drive in your car. As Pierre Gasly comes in on the medium, so makes some time. Comes in a bit earlier than I thought. Same with Giovinazzi, who will come in. You know, Gasly's done this lovely. I think he'll just come out ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, which is very nice, by the AlphaTauri. Realised I was thinking they should call it Alpine. It's Renault who changed it to Alpine, which I really like the name of Alpine. As Norris gets past Giovinazzi, only a couple of drivers who have not pitted: Magnussen, Russell, Ocon, Leclerc, Bottas, and it's Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton seems very confident. Seems very confident just to go on them tyres. It was a seeing who's this? This is Albon and McLaren. So it's Albon and Sainz now hunting down Kevin Magnussen. Magnussen's still yet to pit. I think you expect him to pit very soon just because he's going to get swallowed up. And then I'd prefer one veteran in the house with the youngster. Hulkenberg and Mick would put true. But unfortunately, I don't think Mazepin brings in money, doesn't he? Or Mazepin. He brings in money that maybe Hulkenberg doesn't. But yeah, Hulkenberg and Mick would be perfect. For your first year for a rookie, having a veteran, it's like Russell and Kubica. Kubica is technically, he is a veteran of the sport. You look at really all the time when rookies came in. Who was Lando with? Lando with Carlos, actually. So, but Carlos technically not a veteran, but he'd been racing for how long? 4 years in F1, 3 years? So he was there for a while because he was 1 year Renault. Grosjean now has got black and white flags. Money talks, yep, you're correct. Money talks, Mazepin Mag, and unfortunately, that's how Lance said. It's showing another time penalty. It's Lance Stroll. He's got another 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. This race is not going great for him. It's Kimi Räikkönen now, fighting with Pierre Gasly. Go on, Kimi. I love him showing a bit of fight. Things you want to see. Not poor Lance. What I'm saying, it's his fault. He's got these penalties, but when everyone still doesn't like you because of how you got your seat, you've got to at least prove that you can race. Wow. Bottas 7.5 seconds behind Hamilton. 7.5. And both of them haven't pitted, which just means Hamilton is so much quicker. What other seats have not been confirmed? Alfa Romeo. I've seen rumours that it might just be Kimi and Antonio again. Haas, obviously Mick and Mazepin. McLaren is going to be Norris and Ricciardo. Ferrari is going to be Sainz and Leclerc. Aston Martin looks like it's going to be Stroll and Vettel. Alpine's Ocon and Alonso. Williams have refused to comment if Russell and Latifi have got a seat again. So new owners. Red Bull again and AlphaTauri not confirming anything. I think we'll see it soon. I think Haas have really started a bit of a chain in terms of we'll get these going. Get these moves going. I do wonder when they're going to get announced, if they'll get announced after the season. And so it doesn't sort of not... Well, I think it's already going to ruin the Grosjean and Magnussen's confidence, but if you even know who's going to come replace it, because let's say it is Mazepin, who, no offence, probably isn't as good of a driver, but because he brings in the money that Grosjean and Magnussen just unfortunately don't bring in compared. It is the one problem with F1, but it's why you watch the sport, because it is high-tech, expensive cars being pushed to the limit, and you need that money to do it, unfortunately. So that's why certain drivers have got seats due to money. If you're Hamilton and stuff, you're lucky that you were an incredible driver. And not lucky because he made money, but you're like, no, is Norris a trade driver? I don't think he is he? I think he just changed. Same with George Russell. I don't think he's not like I'm trying to think of the word. I don't think that he's not poor in terms of, it's hard to explain. Carlos Sainz, Kimi Räikkönen. Sainz goes wide. Kimi Räikkönen comes back on the inside. Will Kimi Räikkönen hold on? Oh, Kimi Räikkönen goes back on the outside. I think Kimi Räikkönen's got ahead of him. Just wrong camera. Sainz on the inside of Räikkönen will get him. This is a great battle. Kimi Räikkönen on the inside now. This is lovely from Kimi Räikkönen and Carlos Sainz. When Kimi says it's a hobby, I don't believe him. I genuinely think he does love it. And he'd keep his job. Great to see a little fight still in the ice. But yeah, you know what? I was about to say, I wouldn't be opposed to Kimi going to a big team. Because he can, look, he's just proved he can still race. He's just not in a very competitive car. If he was in a really competitive car, he probably could fight. Imagine about Red Bull. Bottas in radio. Bottas looks like he's got his car's overheated. He says he's got a warning on the dash. Cool the car. We're halfway through the race. We're 55 minutes in, so we've got another 55 minutes ish left with everything going on. What's happening with Bottas here? We're seeing now that in this big main straight there are so many cars. So many cars. As this is Carlos Sainz and Kimi Raikkonen, we'll get him on the main straight. Great battle here from Kimi and Carlos. There is a Merc right behind them. You presume that's Lewis Hamilton. There is a Red Bull now. I'm guessing that's Alex Albon. I wouldn't presume it's Max Verstappen, but I'm guessing it's Alex Albon. Incredible, innit? I think Hamilton's got this one unless something drastic happens. Chris said it was a prediction. Now, Perez now. Perez, who's this? He's running down Esteban Ocon, I think it is. Who Esteban Ocon still yet to pit. Same with Bottas, same with Hamilton, same with Leclerc. Can Sergio Perez now catch up? As well as I don't know who that Red Bull was. It got to be Alex Albon. Yeah, Albon, Raikkonen, Sainz, yeah, that makes sense. It's just Albon sitting in 12th. It's poor. To be polite, you've got to be competing with Max. Or at least 4th, 5th. Perez on Esteban Ocon. Oh, goes wide a bit. This is a great battle game. That turn 1, turn 2 exit is lovely. Oh, that's lovely, Chris. Well, I'm glad you're back. To the actual, the most important thing, the top corner. Can Perez get past Esteban Ocon? He'll go on the outside. Esteban has the inside. Esteban, can he hold the inside? Perez goes wide again. This is a great battle here. Perez, wheel to wheel. Esteban Ocon on the outside. Perez holds the inside. Perez still got the inside. Can he hold it in? He can. Oof. That's lovely. That's very nice there by Esteban Ocon. Very incredibly well there. This is Ferrari that comes in. It'll be Charles Leclerc. And Leclerc pits onto the hards. Decent pits. Sainz podium lasted long. My hopes up. As soon as you went, Chris, basically, I feel like Sainz, he just got overtook, had to pit and everything. Verstappen does get past Charles Leclerc. But then one thing, remember, Leclerc's going to have fresh tyres, but I don't think we'll be able to get. We need more teams, everyone. Not enough to keep all these drivers. I wouldn't be opposed to a 22-man grid, 24-man grid. Unfortunately, I feel like people are reluctant to come into F1 just because of the monetary gains, and sometimes it doesn't. You won't make profit. You genuinely have to have motorsport fans who've got money to come in, like your Lawrence Strolls and everything. Interesting to see here. Yeah, a 24-man grid would be lovely because then drivers that deserve a seat, Callum Ilott deserves a seat, Nico Hulkenberg, they can still get these seats. It may be a lower team, it will be a lower side, but you still get to drive F1 car, which for everyone everyone that's in motorsport will be a dream. That's doing in these F4, F3, karting, F2. It is a goal for everyone, and it would give them that opportunity. And also, you get some cool team names on this more. I'll give you a quick place update because I haven't given one in a while. It's Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Ocon, Russell, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Gasly, Sainz, Raikkonen, Albon, Vettel, Norris, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Kvyat, Latifi, Magnussen, and Stroll. I think it'll be interesting. So obviously we've got no Magnussen, no Grosjean next year. I don't think we'll have Kvyat. I think Tsunoda might get a seat. Stroll coming in on softs. No harm. He had to take a penalty. No harm in give it a go. What's going to happen? You're going to come 20th. You are already there. We're nearly at the hour mark. 37 laps in. Hamilton said his tyres are still fine. Which is mental. Really is. Magnussen, Latifi, Kvyat and Grosjean and Giovinazzi back 5. The Norris, Vettel, Albon, Raikkonen, Sainz again. Your other 5 Sainz just getting a final thing. Look at one man though. It's a Williams. It's George Russell. In them points positions, unfortunately, I think when he pits, he will lose out a lot of time. So how long's this pit? Probably 15 seconds. He may stick in 10th, but then he is going to have to fight. They're just showing the battle between Norris, Albon, and Stroll in terms of points. Norris 65, Albon 64, and Stroll 57. And currently, none of them in the points, so no one gets a bit of a big boost. I don't understand why people say F1 don't need fans. British Grand Prix, for example, British fans will want to be there when Hamilton wins and races. It's true, but also you look at the big ones. So look at your Monaco. The fans look like you see the fans just in their hotel rooms looking over. You see the when they're in Belgium, when they obviously win no Zandvoort. When they're in Belgium, the Dutch fans are incredible there. They're incredible. They're loud. By the way, George Russell does pit. See where it comes out. And the British Grand Prix go mental if Hamilton wins. Regardless if you hate him, it's lovely to see a British guy. Like, imagine when Lando Norris got a surprise put. Imagine all these moments in this COVID era. George Russell now, he actually lost a lot more time than I thought he would. George Russell does very well, by the way. And just see where it comes out. 14th. I think he'll come out 14th. Bottas on the team radio. Just something happening with his car. Again, up in Russell does come out in 14th, by the way. Russell does come out in 14th. Big opportunity now for George. But yeah, fans are a big thing. You look at the big... Look at... Was it where the 3 shock podiums? Where it was Gasly, Stroll and Sainz. You wouldn't... Imagine fans... Well, you had fans, I think, didn't you? Yeah. Like, that's the thing. I think... I am really... In certain countries, I think you can't have a big capacities because you clearly have issues with spreading. America's definitely, by the way, Giovinazzi gets past George Russell, but you in countries where you've managed to control the outbreak, have fans, do a test. Like, what's the harm that people are going to contract COVID? If you put on your tickets, you go there with your own risk in terms of there is a minor chance that you may get COVID. You can't say it like that, but it's personal choice. So they are allowed to host it and stuff, but people get COVID, they can't sue them or anything because they've chose to go. As long as F1 or these stadiums do everything they can to minimise spread, have fans. Look at the German leagues, Italian leagues when they've got fans. When goals goes in, you actually hear the roar of a crowd. With F1, you would hear the roar of a crowd when there's a big overtake on the main straight or in a big overtake in a big corner. Like, I think you can have fans in F1. Well, Portugal proving it. By the way, 3 cars haven't paid. It's Esteban Ocon in 6th, but it's also Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. We're nearly 40 laps in and still not pitting. Still not pitting at all. I think we'll expect Bottas to pit very soon just because he's triggering stuff and you wouldn't expect one of them to pit. He's got a big enough gap. It is a battle for... I think we already know the top 3. It's going to be Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, but it's interesting to see that mid-table battle. Who gets the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th? Oh yeah, by the way, Chris, when you were going to put an 87p bet on Carlos Sainz to win the race, this was when he was in 4th. Yeah, sat in 9th. So unless we get a big crash or a safety car, it's not happening indeed. I can't believe that the Mercs of Thingy have managed to make these tyres go for long enough. By the way, this track is incredible. Look at the amount of battles we have. It's something we just don't... This track definitely needs to return. I've just seen a bunch of stuff on Twitter. This track needs to return. Like, it's wheel to a racing that we just don't see on certain tracks. We get big overtakes and big moments, but nothing. It's because there's not much room. So drivers are having to fight with everyone. They got that big main straight where drivers have done well to get that 1 second. They can probably get that overtake. So it looks like Hamilton will be pitting. I agree. I love this track already. It's just, yeah, it's nice. I love it's the up and down of the hills and stuff. It's probably takes a toll on your body if you're a driver, but for someone, who is just sat in his chair watching it. Can't complain. But yeah, Hamilton will be pitting. So he will come out behind Bottas, but he will come ahead of Verstappen, you'd think. Hamilton does come in. Let's have a look, see if he can... he's in. Pit stop. Lovely pit stop. So Bottas does get into first. He does get into first. Start of the race was crazy. Oh, he's absolutely mental. And then you had like a space of like probably lap 20 to 30, lap 15 to 20 where there's just tons of overtakes, mid-team overtakes. Hamilton will come out ahead of Verstappen, by the way. I don't know what the gap is. So Hamilton, we just I think that's Carlos Sainz moving out of the way for Hamilton for Bottas. It's insane, isn't it? It's absolutely insane that. Where is it? Who were it that moved? Carlos Sainz. Sainz is in 9th. Bottas team radio. Yeah, Bottas will be pitting as well. Fair play, 43 laps. He's gone. Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Ocon, Ricciardo, Gasly, Sainz and Raikkonen in your top 10. Albon out of the points, Norris out of the points, Vettel out of the points. Big shout out to George Russell, by the way. He got into he was sitting in 7th. As Ricciardo defends well from Pierre Gasly, does really nice there. Bottas does pit, by the way. Valtteri does go on the hards. Where is Lewis Hamilton? Where is Hamilton? Hamilton gets past Bottas. Can Bottas get just ahead of these back markers? He will. Oof. Who was that? Was that That was Giovinazzi. Time penalty for Roman Grosjean on track limits, I'm guessing. So, yeah, his race goes from bad to worse. Sitting in 17th now. George Russell in 15th. Can George Russell put a bit of a fight up here? Oh, this is Roman Grosjean, I mean. Battling against Danny Kvyat. Valtteri Bottas trying to get these tyres warm, and Kvyat gets past him. The thing is, Kvyat's going to have to... He's going to have to, move out of the way for him. I think this is a Hamilton win, but can Verstappen catch up if Bottas has struggles with his tyres warming him up? Can Verstappen get enough time? Maybe. Well, I mean, we'll wait and see. Can Bottas... Kvyat's pulling away from Bottas, just saying. And Kvyat's a back marker. Insane. And Bottas, I don't think was ever winning this race, even when he went in first. Hamilton looks so much more confident with his car. Verstappen, he's very quick. He's a lot quicker. Remember back in 2018, Austin Grand Prix with one of the best raiders when he said, I think finally, so Saka. That's going to be up there for like one of the moments of the decades. Not in terms of like amazing moments. Bottas has no grip, by the way, on them tyres. And it was Kimi's last thing, yeah. Like, he had to do it then, and he did it, if you know what I mean. It was nice to see. It was very nice to see. Because he moved to thingy, didn't he? That's when he moved to Alpha. Romeo, that is. Not Tauri. Norris has got a slow puncture. Thank you everyone that's watched so far. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn the notifications, and hopefully the notifications come through and we go live Tuesday, Wednesday, both Champions League watch-alongs. We'll hopefully have all the games covered for you there. On Thursday there'll be one Europa League game. I think is it Leverkusen someone? I can't confirm that, but a nice little Europa League game watch-along there. On Friday, nothing. Maybe. Saturday, maybe. I don't know. I'll be back next Sunday for the F1 watch-along for Italy. As we get a 2-day weekend, so no Friday stuff. But we have got qualifying on Saturday. As Gasly's putting Ricciardo under a lot of pressure here. Raikkonen never happy though, which is what have you seen his house? His house is absolutely mental. He's got like proper, like, do you know the doors like that go to like a supermarket or something? What are they called? Not escalators. You know what I meant? Shutter doors, whatever they're called. He's got them in his own house. Lovely. Yeah. I genuinely think he does love F1. He's just not a very emotional guy, which is fair enough. As Gasly will hunt him down. I don't think we'll be able to get him this lap. We'll come on to the long pit straight. Will he get him? Gasly has DRS. We saw Ricciardo defending last time well. He's just going to weave on this track. And he does well again, Daniel Ricciardo. He does very well. Raikkonen's house is amazing. I love a good house, and Raikkonen's on another level. I'm just going to have a look on the Twitter. By the way, I think that's Lando having to pit just because of a slow puncture. He'll come on to mediums. There's a tyre issue, but he can't do anything about it. It means George Russell gets up a couple of places. Unfortunate for Lando Norris. Sprinkles of rain. We love a bit of sprinkle of rain. Means nothing. I do feel sorry for Valtteri. He wanted to come on softs. I do feel sorry for him. I do. They say, because Mirko's like, if Hamilton chooses hards, Bottas goes hards. But he wanted to go softs, and I do feel like it's a bit unfair on him, because he might have been able to get some internal racing. Hamilton. Hamilton asking about ranges, light drops. Imagine if it starts raining now. It's Daniel Ricciardo getting on the main straight. Can he defend from Pierre Gasly? Gasly goes on the outside. On the inside, I can't remember. And he does it anyway. He does well for 2 laps, Ricciardo, to hold him. Some really good battles here. Really good battles. Oh, they're showing the thing. We can see the sprinkles of rain. Come on. Just let it rain. When it rains, it pours. Oh. We could be so close, that's the thing. We're just not going to get rain now. With 20 laps left. Not long left in this race. Pierre Gasly does well, by the way. Pierre Gasly does very well. That's nice. The thing is, one thing I like about Gasly is Gasly's team radio. He's just so happy when he makes an overtake, innit? I think he's so happy at AlphaTauri, it's mental. The thing is, you look at where his teammate is. Danny Kvyat's in 15th. Gasly's in 7th. Like, shows Sergio Perez will pit. Obviously, Perez pit on the first lap, so see where Perez comes out. Goes onto the softs. He can afford to do it. So with 20 laps left, he'll be able to make 20 times. Yes, boss, let's go. I love that. It's Gasly, and he's so passionate. And that's a great pit stop, by the way, for Perez. He gets out ahead of Gasly and he'll have fresh tyres. He'll have very fresh tyres. He's getting a real love mid-table battle. That's Alex Albon and Kimi Raikkonen. And it's Carlos Sainz and Dan Ricciardo. And Ricciardo will be close to Gasly as well. He's been very consistent this season, hasn't he, Chris? He genuinely just has confidence at AlphaTauri, whereas he didn't have it at Red Bull. And I think there is something about the second seat in Red Bull. I don't know whether it's drivers go there and know that Max is going to be favoured and they can't do anything about it. Because Gasly's had more podiums in Red Bull in AlphaTauri than he did in Red Bull. Albon has put, I don't know, it's strange, innit? It's really, really strange. As we're seeing Gasly getting close to Perez. See if Bottas now can maintain his lead against Verstappen, or can Verstappen catch up. We expect Verstappen not to be able to with Bottas and them fresh tyres. This track is lovely, by the way, isn't it? I do really like this track. I know it's a really big day for Motorsport. I know MotoGP, I think that was on earlier. I think it's still going on. IndyCar, I think it's on today. I can have a look if I can see it, but very nice to see. Pure thingy. Also, by the way, no retirements yet. And that's Carlos Sainz and Daniel Ricciardo. But yeah, That was very quick. Albon pits. What? Alex Albon is pitting. It's bold. Softs. Where does Alex Albon come out? You sped behind Giovinazzi and Russell, but I don't know what the gap was. It was 25 seconds. I think Alex Albon will come out ahead of Giovinazzi. Yeah, no retirements. And considering there's been 2 spins out for the racing points, they've kept the car on track and minimised the damage. Only no retirements. It's always the thing, like, the bets are always retirement, yes or no. And it's normally just in favour of no, yes. Because it's always in favour of no, because there's always a retirement at least. And there's currently been no retirements, which is very, very rare. Russell and Kvyat switching positions. Russell, I think, stays ahead of Kvyat. As it stands, Hamilton now. Also, Esteban Ocon has not pitted. He's still not pitted yet. I've just realised that. Fair play to Esteban Ocon for keeping his tyres as they are. He's really held them on. Oh. Have a quick drink. I'm just looking at mid-table battles. I mean, Norris had to pit because of a slow puncture. Albon's pitted, but he comes out in 12th. Vettel in 11th. Kind of, if Raikkonen gets some points, that's lovely from Kimi. Ooh, Hamilton does run wide a little bit. Just loses a bit. He's fine though. He won't lose much time to him. Gets so dry when you're doing these watch-ons, Like with the Champions League, it's fine because I can just have a drink and I'm not doing much talking. Alex Albon has a 1.8 second pit stop. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Red Bull produced, yeah. They've got a great pit team, don't they? Absolutely incredible. So good. And the thing is, it was last year when Williams had a really good one as well, but Red Bull was still one-upping him. That is a Red Bull. That is a Giovinazzi fighting against Alex Albon. That'll be Max. Yeah, Alex. It's Albon, Giovinazzi and Russell. Big opportunity for Russell here. He had such a great first stint. Unfortunately, the car just isn't there. I mean, he'll be happy with the 14th, I think he will. That's where he qualified. And for a Williams, it's where you've got to be happy. Lap 50 now for Valtteri Bottas. Verstappen was making time, but Bottas... And then once Bottas finally got some heat in his tyres, it was good to go. You look at one of them stats there. Esteban Ocon, 48 laps on his mediums. 48 laps. He hasn't pitted yet. He's done very well. Bottas team radio. I don't know what he's saying. I couldn't hear it. It was very muffled. Something to do with tyres. Oh, they were just looking at the tyres. Again, we're getting a big battle between Perez, Gasly, Sainz, Ricciardo, and Raikkonen. As now we're seeing the Williams of George Russell fight against Antonio Giovinazzi. Do you think can he get him? Can he get him? Ooh. Apparently Sergio Perez may be replacing George Russell. Because Russell starts, it's not like he's got no years left on his contract. I don't think George Russell gets a seat, and that's a sad... Poor George Russell. We talked about sponsorship. He's such a good... It's unfortunate... Oof. Do you think Russell sits out a year and hopes that a Merc seat comes, but then he'll be a year without Formula 1 experience? It's one of them things, isn't it? What does he do if he doesn't get a seat? Red Bull? No, not Red Bull. Not Red Bull. George, don't go Red Bull, please. That'll just be weird to see. I feel like I've got used to him wearing that Williams outfit. As we've got 15 laps left. 15 more. Lap 51. See, this is where the watch-alongs get really good when there's like some really close racing action or the opening laps or something. And then it just goes quite dead. Straight after, well, when nothing's happening. Kimi Raikkonen, try to catch up Daniel Ricciardo. Will he do it? I don't think so. I can't believe Esteban Ocon has not pitted yet. I don't understand it. He really has held on. And the thing is, he's not lost any places. He also has to pick, so you have to use compounds, but... Stroll sat dead 20th. Multiple penalties. Well, Hamilton finished F1 career. It's interesting, isn't it? Do you think he beats Schumacher's record and leaves? Do you think... How many seasons more does he go? Because he doesn't need to race. He's got the money. I know he wants to do a bit of music. I've heard a bit. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he goes anywhere else, so yeah. Yeah, I don't think he is going anywhere else, so yeah, sure. Why not have him? Yeah, why not have him do it? Yeah, because he don't go Red Bull and he don't go Ferrari. I doubt he'd go to Renault, maybe Racing Point, no AlphaTauri, maybe McLaren again, but I doubt it. Yeah, there's nowhere else to see him. Williams, no. I think I would love to see him at Williams for a season just to see what he could do. I've just seen Driver of the Day. I think Driver of the Day is going to go to Hamilton. It could have been Carlos Sainz if he stuck where he was. Russell's up in 13th. Like, he's ahead of Giovinazzi at Albon Team Radio. Albon has got one final track limit warning, and then he'll be given black and white flag. Albon started 6th. He's currently 12th. Alex Albon, mate, I don't think you've got a seat next year, which would be very sad to see, but I don't think you do. See Sebastian Vettel with DRS on the main straight. Can he catch Kimi Räikkönen? I don't think he'll get him. We'll be very close, but I don't think he gets him. Can he get them? No, he doesn't. But he's caught up enough. I think he'll get him on the next straight. The main straight. Seb's so weird in it because he is such an incredible driver, but Charles in 4th, Seb's in 11th. Obviously, he didn't have the best qualifying, but what did... I agree on the Mercedes and McLaren, and I think McLaren are happy with Lando and Danny Rick. And yeah, I think he leaves. I don't think he retires because I think he'd happily come back if a seat came up that he would happy to race for. But maybe take a year out and then come back and dominate the sport. I mean, it'd give Bottas a chance to maybe win a world title, maybe Verstappen as well. But I don't think so. Interesting to see who that with Merck if Hamilton decides I'm done for now or I'm done. Does Russell get that seat? Does George Russell get it? Because I could see it happening. I really could. And or otherwise, does Verstappen still keep his seat? Stroll retires. Oh. And maybe saving engine parts for Lance. I could only think. Just saving parts. Poor Lance. And in fairness, we got the retirement. He just gets to save a bit of Dunne, save a bit of his wear and tear. By the way, Räikkönen, if he stays where he is, gets 1 point, he'll go ahead of his teammate Antonio Giovinazzi. Hulkenberg's still ahead of him. Just going to let us know about Lance. This is a Renault that's paying. I'm guessing it'd be Esteban Ocon. There we go. Omar's just said we don't want to risk it. He's got car damage. We don't want him to spin out and off. As Ocon comes in on the softs. Slow pit stop, but he does well, Ocon. I'd just like to say, Ocon has gone mediums for 53 laps. 53. It means he has 12 laps on softs. Wow, Vettel gets past Kimi Räikkönen though. Unfortunate for Kimi Räikkönen, but just looking at... Norris will be after Max and Charles. Oh, sorry, I didn't read your comments. Verstappen and Leclerc next World Champion when Hamilton retires. Norris will be after Max. In the McLaren, do you think? In the McLaren, do you think he could do it? I really want the McLaren to have a stellar season. This season on a proper high. Finish 4th in that thing. And then next season you come back, and if there's no Hamilton, about Daniel Kvyat gets a 5-second time penalty. The problem is, I want to see the teams that are just a bit ahead of George Russell get a 5-second time penalty so that George can get that points place, but I don't think it's going to happen. Vettel does get Kimi. So Ocon has a slow pit stop, which really puts him in danger behind his teammate. Ahead of his teammate, Daniel Ricciardo. I mean, Ocon nearly does have to get a shift on because Ricciardo not the fresher tyre, so you expect Ocon to have the bit of the lead. Perez 5th, Leclerc 4th, Gasly 6th. Black and white flag for Norris now, for Lando Norris now. By the way, Alex Albon's 20 seconds ahead of Russell, I think, so I think there's no worries for Alex Albon there, but not catching up Raikkonen. Team radio, Russell. So the wind is really picking up. It's very difficult now for him. You see Norris doing Hamilton and McLaren, then move to Mercedes. Very true. Imagine a team lineup of Russell and Norris. You'd have a competitive one. I genuinely think Russell will get a Merc seat. I'm just worried when it'll be and if he has to take a year out. If he takes a year out, he's going to be rusty. Where do you see Russell going? If let's say they say, you just don't bring us enough money, where does Russell go? What does he do? Does he find another team? Does he go to a different motorsport? It'll be interesting to see for him. By the way, Chris, that sprinkles you said we talked about, not there. Not there. You see the same route, haven't they? You can see it. I mean, Venus Carlson's done a similar thing in terms of medium to big team. McLaren to Ferrari. Well, he's done Toro Rosso, Renault, McLaren, Ferrari. Right. Gasly's just been lapped. As now Carlos Sainz, will he get... he won't get Gasly just now. Lewis Hamilton says fastest lap of the race. As you'd expect from Lewis, who's definitely won this race. He's beaten Michael Schumacher's record, and well done to him. Unless something happens. Big thunderstorm. Verstappen team radio. He's just complaining about the wind. Saying it's very, very windy. And I mean, what more do you want? No, you can do with the wind. It's just going to make it a lot harder. I'm seeing everyone wants the Portuguese race. Everyone wants it. Mental that Perez look at where Sergio Perez is and look at where Lance Stroll was. Obviously, it was Stroll's fault. He got the penalty for it, but Stroll is out. Perez is in 5th. The man who's... And if I told you, if you didn't know who has not got the seat list, you'd presume it'd be Lance Stroll. No, Sergio Perez hasn't got the seat list, yeah. He's a guy who deserves a seat. He really does. Where you're just seeing the fans have all got masks on. Hamilton obviously going to set a record 100 plus Grand Prix. It's mental, isn't it? He'll do it. If he's here next year, he'll easily do it. He will. He's just on another level, isn't he? Like, it does go Hamilton. I want to see if you can see my hands when I do this. It does go Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Gasly, Sainz, Norris, Ricciardo, Albon, Seb, and then everyone else. And it's like, he is unbelievable. He's just on another level that is just absolutely unbridled. Unrivaled. Not bridled. Unrivaled. Valtteri Bottas has a bit of his car's come off. Don't know what that's from. Really don't know what that's from, but that's interesting as I see him. Sebastian Vettel's catching up Daniel Ricciardo. Here. Will Vettel get past Ricciardo? Showing Lewis Hamilton now coming down the main straight. Hamilton team radio. Hamilton has got cramp. It's not what you want when you're an F1 driver. It's going to be very painful. Very painful indeed. See if Hamilton can hold on. I think he'll be fine. As Perez will move out of the way for Lewis Hamilton. That is mental. If you didn't hear, Hamilton has lapped everyone apart from Charles Leclerc, who was in 4th. Max Verstappen's to 3rd and Bottas is a 2nd. Schumacher's record was unreal and Hamilton beats it to make it more. I mean, Schumacher's is on another level, but then it just proves that regardless if you hate him or not, you can't deny he's the best F1 driver ever. Surely. If he beats the record, if he gets 100, he's surely the best F1 driver ever. Yes, he's done it in an incredible car, but Bottas has got the same car. Lando Norris and George Russell having a lovely little battle here. Can Lando Norris get him? We'll wait and see. And Lando Norris only just does get him. Nice little battle between the two Brits. Things you love to see. Stat showed, yeah. Like, people say, oh, but Hamilton's and Mercedes. So is Valtteri Bottas, and look how much Hamilton has dominated Bottas. He's clearly a very good driver. He won a world title in McLaren. He's won a world title for Mercedes. He could probably go to a Red Bull and do it. Genuinely could, I think. He could go to Ferrari and do it. I don't think he could go, maybe McLaren, but... Vettel now. Catching up Daniel Ricciardo, but Ocon just hasn't gained any time with them new tyres. 6 laps left, by the way. Only 6 laps left. See if there could be a big shift in play in these 6 laps. I doubt it. I very doubt it. Imagine if Hamilton's cramp makes him lose the race. Do you think that might be the strangest way a driver has lost a race because of cramp? Oh, Vettel slowed down a lot there. I locked up, that's what I couldn't say. The retreat. That's mental. Sebastian Vettel's never finished 10th before this season. That's mental. That's a nice little stat, you know. Charles Leclerc's done incredible, by the way. Sitting in P4. Done very, very well. Hamilton setting the fastest lap as Vettel will try to catch up Daniel Ricciardo. Hamilton could win one at Red Bull, definitely. It just proves what... Could Max win it at Mercedes? Probably. Could Bottas win it at Red Bull? Probably not. Unfortunately. And I like Valtteri as well, I do. I do think that at Merck, Hamilton is favoured. It's very much the Red Bull situation. Vettel in the top 10. He's got points. He's got points. In fairness, he's done alright. Got up to 15th, but he should do it from 15th to 10th. But he should do it in a Ferrari. You should expect nothing less from him. There's Danny Rick now. P9. He's just going to have to defend. Ocon hasn't pulled away from him, that's the thing. But the Gasly is catching up Sergio Perez. He's done a second, 2 second, 3 second one lap. A second, another one, 3/10 on another. Gasly gets Perez, that's a lovely drive for him. My hair's very mental. It's because of my headphones. It's because of the headphones. I don't know how to have it. So I do put my hair there. Here we go. We'll be like that for now. It don't matter because Hamilton's just set another fastest lap. Unreal. Light rain in the pit lane. Oh, it's come nearly at the end of the race. Oh, thanks, rain. Thank you very much. What you want to see, innit? It'd be funny, that, wouldn't it? He just starts chucking it down. As now. It's just not quick enough. Is it 4 laps left and the rain might start coming down in the pit lane now? Team radio, Pierre Gasly. Just saying, come on, let's get him. We can get him. If Gasly does this on last lap, that'd be incredible. Can Pierre do it? Let's call Sainz not far behind, but in fairness, Perez went on softs. Ocon's gone on softs, and it hasn't benefited. By the way, Sergio Perez pole, which, you know what? I didn't even realise Perez was last. He got spun out, didn't he? He got spun out at the start of the race, and he's now in 5th. It's incredible, and yeah, he's not got a seat next year, but Lance Stroll does. I like Lance as well. I come across like I really hate him, I don't. I just think that Sergio deserves a seat more if they have to choose one. Thing is, it's all like he don't even bring back in. He brings a lot of monetary gain from Mexico. So, and Stroll, I know he's the only Canadian driver and his dad's rich. That's why he gets a seat. But then, do you pass upon Sebastian Vettel? No, because it's Sebastian Vettel. It's one of them things. It is. I'd hate to make the decision, but if Lance Stroll wasn't my kid, and I was impartial, I would choose Sergio Perez because just based on results. Lewis Hamilton, they're just talking about the record that he's about to break. How many? I think if Hamilton has one more season, he can really blister. There's no one that's ever going to beat it. Verstappen. Verstappen comes on the team radio. What's the fastest lap? And he team radio about 18.9. As soon as he says that, Hamilton sets an 18.75. Gasly. Oh, great defended by Sergio Perez. Very rough defending. But this is nice. But Pierre Gasly catching up to Sergio Perez. He's got 2 laps now to get him. That's lovely from Sergio Perez. Same with Gasly. Perez just goes, I'm not letting you have this spot. Covers the left, covers the right. Will Perez get the 5th, or can Pierre Gasly hold it to the 6th? Pierre Gasly now. Carlos Sainz catching up to Gasly, that's the thing. It could be a really good Gasly, team radio. Gasly complaining to his team, and then the team going, careful. It's been lovely to see if Gasly can get him, but then it'll be interesting if Sainz gets Gasly or if Sainz gets Sergio Perez. And Sergio deserves driver of the day regardless. We're just seeing here, Gasly Gasly goes right, Perez goes right late, covers the left. Gasly has to brake hard. Wow. Pierre does well, but so does Perez. Here we go, DRS for Gasly this time. Will he get him? Oh, we're going to get some lovely battles here. Oh, Gasly gets it. Gasly sticks it. Pierre Gasly finally gets it now. It's all about a defence game for Pierre Gasly. Can he hold on? He looks like Daniel James. Pierre Gasly gets past Sergio Perez. Now Sergio Perez will be under pressure from Carlos Sainz. Perez deserves driver of the day even if he finishes 7th. But can Carlos Sainz get Sergio Perez? Oof. They're close. All 3 of them are very close. It's this track. This track has really produced some really good. We talked about it earlier on about this mid-team battle, and we're getting again 1 lap left. This is, I mean, they're just talking about here, but Valtteri Bottas one of the softs. Good job he didn't go on the softs because look, he's not paid off for Perez or Ocon. Perez goes to cover the outside. Gasly gets him. That's nice by Gasly. Can Pierre Gasly do this? Can he hold on? Can Carlos Sainz get Sergio Perez? Final lap. That's Hamilton. So I think these 2 have got 2 more laps left, but it'll be 1 lap left. Sainz will have DRS. Can he get that 6th? He was winning this race at the start. He's got DRS. Perez covers the outside. Carlos Sainz gets him on the inside. And Carlos Sainz now into 6th. He won't catch Pierre Gasly, but this is some lovely. Ooh, stewards are looking at the Perez Gasly incident. I'm guessing that's where Perez just defended very aggressively. It will be investigated after the race. Hamilton, he's had cramp. He had tyres problems at the start. He made them last for nearly 45 laps. Same with Esteban Ocon. But Lewis Hamilton, he's so convincing. He's drove He's drove and he's not looked challenged at all. Not even from his teammate. Not from Max Verstappen. Not from Charles Leclerc. Well, Charles Leclerc holding on that fourth in that Ferrari car. Pierre Gasly in P5. Verstappen in P3. I've done it in the stupid order. Hamilton comes round. Congratulations, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton has done it. He's beaten the record. Wow. You know what? He's done it. The most wins out of any driver in Formula 1 history. If Valtteri Bottas does get P2, you still can't complain, but it's a P2. And in 25 seconds. Wow. That is mental. And Max Verstappen now, he'll come around the final corner. Max Verstappen gets that P3. Not much you could do. Max Verstappen P3. Lovely. What you want to see? Charles Leclerc, lovely P4. Who's this? Oh, it's Lewis Hamilton we're seeing. He does incredibly well, Hamilton. He's Mr. Consistent. You want a driver who can get that first position. He does it, and you can't even shit on him. You can't even mess around with him. He really has stepped up. He really has, and they're just showing this first win. This is lovely. Look at all the Mercedes wins. Okay, and then you come to there. His world record, it's 92 race wins. Overtaking Michael Schumacher's record. He equalised it last week. He has broken the record, and I don't think we'll see this for a long, long, long time. Best ever F1 driver? Me think so. Well done to Lewis Hamilton. The top three, it is Lewis Hamilton in P1. It's Valtteri Bottas in P2. And it's Max Verstappen in P3. Pierre Gasly. Charles Leclerc in P4. Pierre Gasly in P5. Carlos Sainz in P6. Sergio Perez in P7. Esteban Ocon in P8. Daniel Ricciardo in P9. And Sebastian Vettel in P10. Alex Albon doesn't get in the points. Very embarrassing for him. George Russell nearly got it. Lance Stroll retires. Lando Norris just couldn't get that thing after the connection with Lance Stroll. But what a race. Bring back this track every year. Bring back it. We don't care. Just bring it back every year. It's a lovely track. Cam. Well, thank you. It's been a nice little one. For some reason it hasn't felt as long, but it has been nearly 2 hours and an hour and 45, so great race. Look at this. Bono's going to go onto the podium with Lewis. That's really nice. And Lewis Hamilton, he hits the one side, he does it. Thank you to everyone that's joined me today. And as I said, join me today. And just like and subscribe to the channel, click the notification. We're back on Tuesday for the Champions League Watchalong. Don't miss that. We're going to have some very fun games. But thank you to everyone who's watched this F1 stream. And we'll see you next week for Italy.